this episode of Anatomy of a Film Shoot, you will learn how NBC Studios selects a Class A high-rise office tower in downtown Los Angeles to do a major stunt for the mid-season replacement show, Heist. Susan Saldivar, Director of Marketing for Hollywood Locations.
When the location manager from Heist contacted our office and requested a high-rise tower to base jump from, I reviewed our various properties and had our portfolio manager contact the property that I believe would be most receptive to entertaining a stunt of this nature, taking into account their budget and the impact to the building. I thought 550 South Hope would be the best location for this request. The next step would be to set up a scout with production. The location scout hired by production to photograph the space performs the preliminary scout. The photos are then reviewed by the director and production designer. It's imperative at this time that both parties agree on the scope of work prior to going to contract.
What was your initial reaction to having someone parachute off your building?
Oh my God. No. Well, that is actually my first reaction. Then after that, it's, well, what can we do to make that possible? Well, I think some of it depends on the recommendation of Hollywood Locations. Then obviously there are site fees that we take into consideration. It's how it would impact our tenants, how much they'd want to do during business hours. Those are some of the things that we have to take into consideration.
Once we've negotiated the terms and conditions for filming between both parties, Hollywood Locations will then draft the license agreement.
My name is Steve Pinto, site coordinator for Hollywood Locations. I'm the first one there and the last one to leave.
The site coordinator is the liaison between the production company and the property manager. The building's chief engineer will oversee all electrical tie-ins throughout the production. During production, there will be numerous trucks loading and unloading around the premises, and the site coordinator will insist that the building is completely protected at all times.
We have to consider what the impact will be to our tenants. So that is one of our first concerns. Another concern would be, how is the property going to be preserved? How will it impact the integrity of the building itself? Those are two things that are very important to us in trying to decide what we're going to do. I have to say overall that tenant response is usually pretty favorable. We try to do as much as we can to give them the information they need so that the impact to them will be as minimal as possible.
A couple of days before the actual shoot, we generate emails to all the tenants. We also have security associates on the floor that they're putting the equipment on, and we have them making rounds, checking everything.
There's also the added, I think, excitement that comes for some of them from the idea that you're filming.
And you know, some of them take extra time during their breaks to come out and just watch. I think they enjoy it as much as, you know, we all do.
My presence on the film shoot is to oversee the actual crew, setting up the sets, how they interact with the building, do they need power, and the protection of the asset itself. Getting along with the cast members and the crew and working with them closely is something that's very, very important.
Hollywood Locations, as far as interaction with the site reps, I mean, it's a great relationship. You guys have terrific site reps. They're experienced. They understand that a big role is to communicate. It's an additional person there protecting equity's interests.
Hollywood Locations was formed back in 1989 by Brian Brosnan. Brian was a location manager on television shows like Murder, She Wrote and features like Terms of Endearment. It was in 1991 that I joined the firm. In 1992, Chris Ursitti came into the partnership. Ken Johnson has been around from the very beginning. And the company has grown over the last almost 20 years to the premier location service in all of Los Angeles.
Hollywood Locations has predominantly represented properties of others for about 3 or 4 years in the early 90s, but then the opportunity came about to have a stage or a warehouse converted facility. We were up in Sylmar until the major earthquake hit, and I think it was January of 1994. That forced us to relocate the set out at Playa Vista. When we were at Playa Vista, we grew into a 40,000 square foot facility. After about 3-4 years of doing some incredible business there, DreamWorks was formed. They actually brought Steven Spielberg in to look at our facility and let him know what we had done and how DreamWorks might be able to continue on that vision. So in the mid-90s, we decided to refocus back downtown, where really most of our properties were, and we felt that for 1/3 of all filming happening in downtown, why not have a studio in downtown LA? We developed the studio, 6 18,000 square foot sound stages, complemented by this wonderful facility, 450,000 square feet of office space. Hollywood Locations had now grown from just a location company representing properties of others, but co-owning and managing a studio of our own.
After a 4-hour delay due to unseasonable rains and high winds, the clouds clear and the second unit stunt director, Phil Nielsen, and the stunt woman prepare for the jump. The film crew's professionalism is evident in their patience. They huddle one last time to discuss all the specifics of the stunt. Every crew member must be in position to ensure that the stunt be performed with precision. Safety is always their primary concern. The camera crews are set up in multiple placements to capture this breathtaking Hollywood stunt. It's 1:45 in the morning. The stunt woman steps out onto a platform.
Now that we've done multiple projects and we've seen what really is possible, it doesn't seem nearly as frightening or nearly as impossible.
Thank you. It was nice when I opened up, hearing all the cheering. I'm like, nice. It was relaxing.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Congratulations.